The wrestling world is rather small, with most big stars known to each fan of the genre. As a result, due to the high coverage, sometimes it's easy to see that wrestlers have revealed too much about their own selves. This can become too much for any fan and even have wrestlers lose fans as a result. There are sometimes recently where wrestlers spoke about their personal lives and, on purpose or not, revealed too much about themselves. With that being the case, let's take a look at some of the top wrestlers who revealed too much. Before we get into the rest of the video, don't forget to press that like button and make sure you subscribe to Wrestling Rambles with notifications on. Be it fortunate or unfortunate, this man always surfaces when it comes to revealing too much. Addicted to being online and tweeting, the AEW president is known for not being able to keep his opinions to himself. This has led to several rather public online meltdowns for the owner of the company and has embarrassed the company as a whole. Some things are best left unsaid on the internet, and some videos are best left unseen. Unfortunately for everyone involved, Tony Khan decided to bring out locker room issues to the public, and in doing so, he may have irreparably hurt AEW. Everyone knows CM Punk had a falling out with AEW, after which he left the company and came to WWE. It's also known that this was due to Jack Perry and him having a physical altercation. Tony Khan gave an emotional speech about how monitors were knocked down and that he feared for his life. However, at the end of the day, it was not something that anyone could get behind. As the promoter of the company, he was well within his rights to deal with the issue how he saw fit, and firing Punk made sense. But to make it about him fearing for his life didn't sit well with the fans. On top of that, it was not done, and months later, when the situation had already died down and CM Punk was in WWE, Tony Khan decided that he was not going to let it go. He brought up the situation again and started to plan a story. The Young Bucks, in an apparent story about Jungle Boy Jack Perry, released a video that was only meant to discredit Punk. It was the fight between Punk and Perry. The video showed them exchanging words, and Punk then immediately getting the better of Perry. He was then shown shouting at CM Punk, and while a monitor fell from a table, it backed up those fans that had thought that Khan had been exaggerating the entire situation, and there had not really been anything to be afraid of. As a result, the entire thing backfired, and while AEW is now telling different, interesting stories, at the time it was a complete PR disaster that Khan brought on himself for his own personal vendetta against Punk, as well as the dislike that the Young Bucks have for him. As if the entire situation was not bad enough, Kenny Omega also spoke about his personal involvement at the all-out brawl that took place the previous year between Punk, the Bucks, Ace Steel, and him. While the story has been talked about, Omega's perspective on it and what he shared painted him in an actually positive light. Unfortunately for his fellow Elite members, it did not do the same for them. Kenny Omega confessed that he felt like he was a terrible EVP because he could not de-escalate the situation. However, in saying so, he actually comes out looking better as one of the only people on that day to have kept his head. The same cannot be said about the Young Bucks, who were clearly looking for a fight. I am nothing, and I'll tell you why. It's because I'm a terrible EVP. I don't deserve to be an EVP. If people want to ask for my advice, I'll do my best to help them. If there's a fire to put out backstage, I'm gonna do my best to be that person. But if we go back, and I don't want to have to comment on it, but I'll do it just because it adds context to it. I thought my duty as an EVP during Brawl Out would be to enter the situation while there was chaos, de-escalate it, and create a peaceful environment for everyone. By talking about his duties as an EVP, Omega shows he understands what it takes. His own personal conscience was on point, but the Bucks and Punk were not at the same level. Omega went on to talk about how he just wanted to rescue Punk's dog Larry, who could have gotten hurt in that situation. Omega also said that he didn't have a grudge against Punk, again something that the Bucks and Khan can't say for themselves, and even said that he had mutual respect with him. By being a professional, Omega accidentally revealed how unprofessional the rest of the management in AEW actually was. Mercedes Moné said that she loved WWE, but they were trying really hard to make sure that she was not a part of the Mandalorian. They wanted her to be a part of the house shows that were scheduled to take place when she was supposed to be filming. She said that for her to be a part of the series, it was almost like pulling teeth because they would not let her film. I love WWE, but they tried so hard to not make me do the Mandalorian and put me on house shows when I was supposed to film. It was pulling teeth just to get on that show, just to be a part of that show. As a result of this, she ended up gaining more annoyance from fans who felt that she was complaining that WWE just wanted her to do the job they had hired her for instead of going off to Hollywood. It had the opposite effect of turning fans against her instead of making them like her. Another star who appeared to be trying to get sympathy from fans through what she was revealing was Ronda Rousey. Yet again, it had the opposite effect. She revealed that she'd been suffering concussions during her MMA career and had reached a point where if she was touched, she would suffer a concussion. On top of that, she revealed that being slapped by Stephanie McMahon also gave her a concussion. Speaking in an interview, she said that she had to keep her concussion history a secret. She never told WWE about her history when signing with them because she was going to be working with them. She also said that she had reached a point where she'd have to retire if they found out about her history. She ended up not telling them, but still blamed them for the issues she faced during her time there. Another would be my concussion history that I had to keep secret for years so I would be able to continue to compete and perform. That's basically why I had to retire. When Rousey was a part of WWE despite signing a contract that meant that she'd have to be a part of house shows and take part in some weekend events as well as compete elsewhere, she often ended up feeling horrible about it because she hated it. She added that she even confronted Triple H about it and sobbed, demanding that she be treated the same as Logan Paul and Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. She wanted to be treated like them and ferried around by planes, but she was not. She also said that Logan Paul and others got time to rehearse and got to know their stories beforehand, something that she was not told. The Bloodline is able to plan things out a year ahead of time, and they won't even talk to me until I get to the arena about anything, Rousey said. I proved in my first match that if you give me the time, the resources, and preparation, I can put together an amazing match, and I feel like they're really doing that with Logan Paul and allowing him to rehearse and put these things together and have all these different resources, producers to bring him to his highest potential, and it got to the point where the girls weren't gonna get any of that, she said. Unfortunately for her, this complaining and issues she talked about again turned fans against her because they felt that she should have known what she had been heading into when she was signing a contract to work with WWE. Fans felt that she was complaining about having to work. While this is a cute story and fans know that it ended up happily, it was frustrating to read about how Becky Lynch had the perfect relationship in front of her but nearly ruined it by pushing Rollins away. In her book, Becky Lynch spoke about their on-again, off-again relationship in the beginning where she was trying to push him away. She was afraid she would lose her best friend. In the end, she ended up not leaving him, with the star talking about how Seth seduced her, saying he invited her into his hotel room when the two had been planning a slumber party. I put my key in the door, and true to his word, the room was huge. I walked down the hallway and rounded the corner to find him in the bed already. I should say. No twin bed, as would be customary for this grown-up slumber party, and he had his shirt off, his pecs sitting above the sheets, an acceptable amount of chest hair highlighting his definition. My God, he looked good. The Rock is well known for being one of the legends of the business. His story with Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns went down very well for WrestleMania as well. He tried to take credit for the entire thing though, which changed the fans' minds. The Rock has faced the scorn of fans in the past for the entire Black Adam fiasco, where he made the entire DC franchise about himself. Now returning to WWE, it was supposed to be Roman Reigns versus The Rock, with the star stealing Cody Rhodes' match from him. However, that was not going to just happen and his fans reacted very negatively to it. Triple H and others made changes so that The Rock was involved and turned heel, but the story was about Cody Rhodes. The Rock, though, in the behind-the-scenes documentary, talked about his personal feelings and involvement. He tried to take credit for it all. I said, here's how I'm feeling. We can truck through this and we can put on this main event. The majority of the world, many of which who don't watch WWE, who we do plan on pulling in the execution of our marketing plan, etc., they are going to love this idea of Rock and Roman, and we're going to tell an amazing story. We could do that. My gut says that I don't like, even if it's a segment of fans, I don't like that they're upset, and it really bugged the out of me. It's not how I've operated my entire career. I don't like it. I knew that the choice essentially was mine. I believe we should go Roman Cody. Will Cody finish his story? No fan believed this version of events, and him bringing it up again just led to The Rock being badly trolled by everyone involved. Fans have made it into a meme, and as a result, the star has seen fans turn against him once again. And these were times wrestlers revealed too much personal information. I hope you're all having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.